assassinated people.
Right? And you write in your critique, it's all a crap. It's all a crap. And I'm sure your examiners will say, wow, what is history? What beautiful articulation of criticism. I'm sure that, right? But I was saying, look, when you said every religion is rubbish, there's no truth in religion, I was saying, okay, fine, let's see about your way of thinking. So I was only examining it whether your way of thinking is correct and right and true. You said about this universe, because you believe in the universe. So now I am really doing what? Turning the table around to your religion, and you will see you're gonna run like a what? Because you will find uncomfortable dealing with your religion, your way of life. So you have no religion, your way of life, your way of life. So now, out of the 5 possibilities, you said I don't know. You don't know yet. Yeah, you said
we don't know.
No, don't include me in. You don't know. Speak about your ignorance. Don't impose your ignorance on me, right?
Okay.
Is that being fair? Okay. You say I don't know.
But Muslims want to impose their ignorance.
No.
That's the problem.
You don't know. That's your answer to this question. So in here, this I would say and submit, my friend, is a wrong answer. Why? I don't know is simply saying I do not know the correct answer. I'm simply saying I do not have enough information to answer.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So that wasn't the correct answer, though. That was just the wrong answer. But you're being humble.
To you.
Right.
To you.
So right. So what is the correct answer you haven't given yet? So let's leave. Hang on.
I've given a very valid answer, actually.
But that's the wrong answer.
No, not according to Muslims.
Excuse me.
It's the wrong answer for Muslims. Okay,
No.
I understand that because you believe in a creator who is
Wait
all
a second.
eternal,
Again,
who has made
what
everything.
you're doing is once more, instead of dealing with your worldview, which you are now confronted with, and justifying your worldview, you're running like a rat, as the brother said. You are saying, oh, your worldview is bad, and your worldview is on the table of our discussion. Let's see whether you can man up to it.
Okay.
Why? Because you said earlier on, every other worldview, every other religion is rubbish. Did you not say that? So let's
religions are
exactly. So leave all religion, including mine.
Oh, see, leave his religion alone.
Because you said it's rubbish.
It's all about.
Excuse me. Did you not say it's rubbish?
See,
Did you not say it's rubbish?
This is what Muslims do. They always say, leave my religion alone. And they always try to turn the tables.
I find it very strange.
Trying to turn the table.
You are an individual who likes to talk about rubbish. I don't. The moment you say this is rubbish, leave the rubbish alone. Let's talk about real stuff.
I'm trying to criticize Islam, okay? You can't take it, so you have to turn the tables around.
No, I'm simply saying, according to your opinion, this is rubbish. So let's leave rubbish alone.
Well, hang on, but
you love talking about rubbish?
Islam isn't.
Excuse me.
Islam isn't.
Do you love talking about rubbish?
Islam isn't rubbish to you.
Excuse me.
Islam
Do you love talking about rubbish?
Islam isn't rubbish to you.
No, not to me.
So why throw it away? Why not talk about it?
Why don't you throw away because it's rubbish?
Defend your faith.
Okay,
Defend your religion.
I will. Now, I believe the creator, the originator of the universe, created this universe. Do you dispute that?
Yes.
Okay, what is your evidence that there wasn't a creator for this universe?
I'll tell you why.
Go ahead. Evidence, not your reasons. Evidence.
I'll tell you why. Humans have been asking this question.
I don't care. Evidence, please. Evidence.
I'll tell you. We are getting closer and closer and
This
closer.
is your ignorance again. Evidence. I want real evidence.
You see, you have. Okay.
I don't want your ignorance again. Oh, I don't know yet. We're getting close, but I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe in the future.
That's a good answer.
Wrong answer.
That's
Give me the evidence that you believe there is no God.
Because there isn't enough evidence for a God.
No, that's not an evidence.
It is.
Just by saying, you know what, there is no evidence for something, it's not the evidence of this something.
Okay, what's your evidence for God then?
Wait.
What's your evidence for God?
Wait. You said...
What's your evidence for God?
Wait a moment.
What's your evidence? Answer this question.
I will tell you. The evidence of this creator is the creation itself. Because this creation cannot come about from...
That's an opinion,
Excuse
not evidence.
me, I am going to give
you... That's an opinion.
I'm establishing my
evidence.
Hear me out.
Okay.
This universe is something. It's energy. This energy cannot come from...
Whoa. You're going to science again.
Excuse me.
You can't use science.
Listen.
You can't use... You said earlier, it's on camera, can't use science.
Listen.
Can't talk about energy.
Excuse me.
So sorry, no. Can't use science to give me evidence. It has to be non-scientific.
Who said I was giving science?
Energy. Energy is not science.
Look, in my vocabulary, I am using reason. I'm giving you a rational argument using the natural phenomena around you. Because if I said, you know what, now wait. Hang on. So if I use this vocabulary, what did you understand so far? You didn't understand anything. You gobbledygook. That's why I have to use the natural world around you, the vocabulary that you are familiar with, so that you can assess my evidence.
Okay, carry on.
Good. Something like our universe, and you cannot come from absolute nothingness.
That's an opinion.
That's not, it's something that is factual. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Factual.
If you say this is not a fact, you should be able to provide me a counter alternative. Give me something from the natural world or anywhere else where nothingness brought something into existence.
I mean, there's a very famous Arab proverb. Do you know what that is? Just because you can't prove that something exists doesn't mean it's not there.
Okay, enough of poetry. Now provide your evidence.
Muslims use that all the time.
I haven't used it. I haven't used it. So another strawman argument. Oh, that Muslim used it, so let me destroy his argument. You're having a discussion with me.
Okay, so
now,
Mansur,
excuse me. What is your explanation that this universe came from nothingness? It cannot come from nothingness.
Well, that's exactly the same thing as saying God came from nothing.
We're not talking about God. We're talking about the universe. Excuse me.
It's the same
look.
Logical question.
Let me ask you a simple question.
It's the same question.
Have you got any evidence where nothingness has created something?
There is not enough evidence. We're working on it. Scientists are working on
it. With your ignorance of science, has science given you any evidence where nothingness has produced something?
Well, hang on a second.
Don't believe in this future hope. In the future, you're going to grow wings if you flap your arms.
You're flipping the argument again.
Science of the gaps. Your belief is science of the gaps. I'm saying
God of the gaps.
No, your belief is science of the gaps.
No.
What is your evidence where something can come from nothingness? Give me an example evidence.
Has everyone noticed within 2 minutes he's tried to turn the tables again on me again?
That's what we're discussing, isn't it?
No.
Because
my question was, what is your evidence?
Okay, did you listen to that?
Within 60 seconds, you were asking me what
did I give my evidence? Did I give my evidence?
It's poor.
What was my evidence? Hang on. What was my evidence, brother?
Right.
What was my evidence that I provided?
Your evidence was an opinion.
No, what was my evidence that I gave?
You said that God...
I didn't say God.
You said that...
What evidence did I provide?
You said something cannot come from nothing. That's your evidence.
No, I said the fact that you exist, the fact that you are something, the universe is something, that something cannot come from absolute nothingness.
Who buys that? Who buys that? Put your hands up. Who buys that?
Well, it makes sense. It's logical.
Put your hands up then.
Only logical answer. It's logical.
Put your hands up then.
Only logical answer.
Put your hands up then.
Right, who buys it?
Everyone. Everyone. Democracy, man.
Turn the camera on. Who buys that argument? Who buys it?
Everyone.
Yes, everyone except you.
Everyone except you. Why are you the odd one out?
50-50.
Not 50-50. You're the odd one out. Okay. Who doesn't buy? Who doesn't buy it? Ask them. Who doesn't buy it? Who accepts your opinion? Go on.
Atheist.
No. Who among here accepts your opinion?
Nobody. Not everyone put their hands up.
No.
Not everyone.
Who supports you? Okay. Someone who supports him, put your hands up.
Nobody.
Nobody, you're alone, my friend.
Who thinks
you're alone?
Who believes in God?
You're alone.
This is not the question about who believes in God. Now, I am talking about. Now, do you see how? Do you see how?
No one believes in God.
Do you know
what?
what?
Hands up.
Excuse me.
Come on.
Do you see what is happening?
Who believes in God?
Excuse me. Let's have a discussion.
Let's go.
Right, but he didn't agree with you though earlier on. Even though he doesn't believe in God, he didn't agree with you.
I'm not atheist, I'm agnostic.
Good.
Which is different.
Good.
Which means
no problem.
I can't prove that there is a God.
Sure.
But also, I can't prove that there isn't a God.
Sure. But this gentleman said, what is my proof about God? So I said, I'm going to give you a rational argument.
Well, how is that evidence?
Excuse me.
No, there's no evidence.
If you
no evidence. There's
no evidence. What I said. No. Did you hear my argument?
Yeah.
I said my rational argument is this: that this universe is an evidence for the Creator. Why do I say that? Because this universe could not come from absolute nothingness. There's nothing in the universe that we observe and we have evidence of that it pops into existence from absolute nothing. So there is something that is required to bring about something else. If this universe is something now, there has to be always something in the future, in the past.
Why can't it be an infinite particle that reproduces itself constantly?
Okay, so
a thinking.
good.
God.
Now you've made some improvement. Let's continue. You have you have a particle that created all of these things. Did that particle willingly, with an intent, create this universe, or it just happened?
It doesn't have to.
Did it just happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Possibly,
So possibly. So now I'm going to give you some examples, right? Some examples. Okay.
That's the thing.
Wait. I want to understand your reasoning, because are you being consistent? In our reality, do you see, without intent, without organization, without planning, without engineering and blueprints, complex things come into existence? For example, think about any of the objects that you see here. Your shoes, your bag, your shirt, your trousers, this umbrella, these cameras, this stand, right? Okay? Anything that this earpiece, headphones, and the goggles, pen, watches. Enough of the example I've given. Have you seen evidence of these things, mundane things? They are very, very infinitely less complex than the universe and its organization. Have you seen these things came into existence just by particle? There was a particle there in a factory and that particle just made it? Or there was organization, thinking, planning, intelligence, will behind it?
You see, if there's a particle that's infinitely complex, just by pure chance, it can create other things that are very complex. There's no thinking required behind it. There's no reason behind it.
So we can get an umbrella from somewhere in a junkyard, just like that, right? According to your logic, particles were there. Look, particles of silica, particles of iron, manganese, dust, and so on. They're all around in a junkyard. According to your logic,
No.
let me finish this. Let me finish. Okay, let me finish.
Evolution.
Let me finish. Evolution has nothing to do with my umbrella, my friend. I'm not sure who taught you evolution. Evolution is about biological systems. This is not biology. This is matter and material, physics and chemistry.
That's biological.
So this is a species, right? What species is it?
No. This is.
Yeah.
Still
Is that alive? Is that alive?
It's still, yeah, of course it is.
Oh, it is alive. Of course. How do I not know that? This is alive.
He laughs, but
No.
He laughs.
I apologize.
No. But
I didn't know this was alive.
No.
Now I know.
But Al-Mawdudi says this is alive.
Oh, so Al-Mawdudi.
Yes.
You know what? You can debunk Al-Mawdudi, no problem. But you're having a discussion with me.
Your celebrated scholar
You know what?
says what I just said.
You know what? Listen.
So
Your logical thinking so far is this. You debunk Lawrence Krauss, which you didn't, but you could. And you debunk Mawdudi and, Ghazali and Fawzan. Every other individual apart from me. You're having a discussion with them or with me? I'm surprised to understand really what's happening. Secondly,
how many people have you converted to
secondly,
Islam?
listen.
How many of you?
Secondly, it's called beating around the bush now, right? Going into a different tangent. Now, when I asked you about this umbrella, right?
Persuasive.
According to, listen, maybe I'm not, but you need to stick to the topic. When I said about this umbrella, according to your ways of thinking, your enlightened ways of thinking,
Not enlightened.
okay, ignorant ways of thinking,
It's not ignorant.
okay, your ways of thinking, relevant.
Thanks.
According to your ways of thinking, this umbrella can come perfectly from some particles in a junkyard. This sophisticated camera called stuff for HD, my God, high definition, can come from a junkyard with some particles there. According to your logic, absolutely possible. Is that what you're suggesting?
It's possible.
How? Go on, describe.
I'll tell you why. When you look at very complex beginnings, okay, when evolution, I know you're going to say, oh, it's all biological, but what they've discovered, okay, is that when things evolve, they have a certain criteria. There are certain things they can and can't do. There are restrictions, okay? And there are some parts that are very random. So actually evolution isn't completely random. There is some order to it, okay? Which is why things have certain shapes, sizes, and different complexities, and so on and so forth, okay? This is science. But since you cannot follow the scientific method, you cannot agree with what I'm trying to say, because these are physical limitations, okay? But you have to then accept, okay, my perspective, okay? Now, if you're going to counter-argue this, you're going to have to come from a metaphysical argument, because you don't believe in science, okay? Because you have to then prove that Muhammad was a prophet, that the Quran was some divine inspiration that came into the physical being. You can't turn around and say, well, that's ignorant, you don't know what you're talking about, that's not science, because you said you cannot use science to convince anyone as a creator. Okay, that's my point, because a metaphysical and a non-metaphysical argument will never work. It will never work. Material and non-material will never work. We'll always part way, and there'll be no progress, because you believe in a supernatural understanding of the universe, not a scientific one. Okay, that's my perspective.
Okay, thank you for the introduction. Now answer the question.
That's my answer.
What was my question? How do you explain an umbrella? Excuse me, let me finish. Now you're interrupting. I didn't interrupt you when you said, right?
You've interrupted me many times.
But when you were making your explanation, did I interrupt? Did I interrupt? I didn't interrupt. I let you explain. So, when I'm now assessing your explanation, I asked you about how does particles in a junkyard give rise to an umbrella by itself?
And the camera, high definition, you say.
Yeah, sure. But I just focus on this. Oh yeah, high definition camera. Your answer is different perspective, blah blah blah. You're interrupting again, rudely.
I'll tell you.
No. That means you haven't answered yet. Did you answer it earlier on? Excuse me. Did you answer it earlier on?
I did.
Good. So good. So no. I don't want you to rephrase it. Let me now understand what you just said so far, because you've answered it to your satisfaction. So you said about blah 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 blah, waffle, this. You didn't even give me a mechanism through which particles by themselves can organize by themselves and produce an umbrella. Let me finish. You're interrupting again. You're interrupting again. A high definition camera. You said it's possible. Your feasibility or possibility and the explanation that you offered, if I was the examiner in the maths, I'm sorry, I will fail you with a 0. I would be very harsh. I'll be very harsh. Why? Because instead of giving an answer, you were just preaching about this and that and this. This is what you did. So now let me ask you one more time to give you the opportunity again. How do you account for this high definition camera? Wait for what? Let me finish my point. This camera, if I were to give you a piece like this, okay, can something like this, a generic version, not patented by Apple or Samsung, a generic version, you don't know who made it, because
it's getting very tiresome.
I know why. Listen.
That is a man-made object.
Excuse me.
It's a man-made object.
Excuse me. Listen. You failing to deal with the arguments of the theists and Muslims, you are resorting to, do you see what you're resorting to? Ad hominems, irrelevant, boring, emotions, I'm tired, I have to go. Listen, if you came here in Speaker's Corner to really challenge the Muslims and their belief concepts.
I did.
Let me finish.
I did, and you ignored everything I threw at you.
No, Okay, listen.
No. I said to you.
Are you going to let me finish?
No.
Are you going to let me finish?
No, I'm not actually.
Are you going to be rude and not let me finish?
No.
Are you going to be uncivilized and not let me finish?
Muhammad sat with his.
Excuse me. Are you going to be such an uncivilized individual?
800 Jews being beheaded, and suddenly he wants a discussion about Lawrence Krauss and evolution.
I didn't mention evolution. Look,
these Muslims, they do not want to face criticism.
My people,
They do not want to face criticism.
Excuse me, brothers. I did not mention myself, Lawrence Krauss.
with
No. Don't run away like a rat. Don't run away. Don't run away like a rat. As some other brothers suggested earlier on. I am. Allow me to finish this.
Why did Muhammad?
Excuse me. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Why did Muhammad watch 600 to 800 Jews being beheaded as he sat with his child wife? Why did he do that?
Excuse me. 1 second.
Why did answer
But you explain that.
now? Answer it
Now?
Yeah,
Like this?
answer
Okay.
now.
Good. Now.
I've been for half an hour being very
a little bit of improvement.
I've been
The
very
thing that comes
patient
up to
with
here. Fine. You know what?
I've been very patient.
Okay.
With you.
Good.
Okay? You now have
No
to tell
problem.
me why
Sure.
was Muhammad happy to sit there watching 600 Jews throats being slit? And by the way, who dug those trenches? Who dug those trenches?
Sure.
Who? No. Who dug those trenches?
He's asked me.
Who dug those?
Are you finished asking questions? He's not. He's got a lot more, you know. He has to come out.
Who dug those trenches?
Can we have some space, right? Limit space.
Who dug the trenches? Okay. If you can't answer this question, I got better things to do.
I'm sure you have better things to do than believing something can come from nothing. I'm sure. Right.
Muslims who don't answer the question. Okay. Who dug the trenches where the Jews' heads were thrown into the trenches? Who dug the trenches? Tell me, for everyone to hear on camera, who dug the trenches?
Since it was not on camera. Have you
to
forgotten? It's always been on camera.
According to Ibn Ishaq, who dug the trenches?
Sure, look.
No. Answer the question.
Okay.
No. There's a one-word answer for this. There's a one-word answer for this. It's a one-word answer. Answer it now. Answer it now. Otherwise, I'm going.
Sure.
And I'll tell the answer when I leave.
Now I've got 2 fingers. Right.
Who dug the trenches? See?
Isbiru. Get some reward in patience in Ramadan. Okay. Right.
Who dug the trenches?
Okay.
Who dug the trenches?
Okay, I'm answering.
Who dug the trenches? Who dug the trenches? Who dug it? Tell me. It's one word. It's one word. Please tell me. It's one word. It's one person's name. It's one person's name.
You see?
It's one person's name. Tell me. Come on. The camera. It's one person's name. Who dug the trenches?
Relax. Okay.
Muslims caught on camera.
Okay.
Muhammad.
Right.
Muhammad dug the trenches.
Don't be patronising like this. Come on. No. Wait. Don't. Excuse me. Brother, one second.
Sadly, he did.
Excuse me. Don't go ahead. Don't run like a rat. Come on.
Okay.
Stay there. No. Distance.
So Ibn Ishaq.
Look, he's shaking.
Sorry. Please just watch out when you are walking.
Subhanallah, you nearly... You know what? Out of your emotions, you can't even think straight. Look, you nearly hurt a Muslim sister who's pregnant. Subhanallah. Okay, now, hang on. No, it's not a problem. People who are very inconsiderate. Yes. Excuse me, brother. Now, to answer the question is... Oh, he says, no. He asked me a question and says, no, you can't answer.
Muhammad dug the trenches.
Listen.
Muhammad dug...
Do you want me to answer the question?
Who thinks Muhammad did not dig the trenches?
He's now moving to ask someone else.
Muhammad dug the trenches while the Jews were beheaded.
Of course. No, we want to show, by the way, I'm going to summarize this. I'm going to summarize it. We want to show, if you allow me to answer, I will, otherwise...
Okay, and I don't want a half an hour diversion into Lawrence Krauss and Richard Dawkins.
I didn't bring Lawrence Krauss in, you did.
Just tell me.
You're the culprit.
Okay.
You bring him in.
Muhammad dug the trenches. Explain.
So, your first question was about...
See?
Excuse me, can you not touch with me, right?
I can't touch you now.
No, you can't. Because you nearly damaged a pregnant woman with a child. So I don't want you to be very emotional because you might break my shoulder, right?
Emotional blackmail as usual.
No.
You see?
So, do you want me to answer the question or not?
Answer it then.
Good. Are you going to keep quiet?
In 60 seconds.
Are you going to keep quiet? Oh, 60 seconds.
Yeah.
You are the rudest dictator I've come across in my life. 60 seconds. No, I answer my way. If you don't like it, you can walk away because you're wasting your time, as you said. So, my way, right? Good. You asked me, because you're diverting everything, answer the question about Prophet ﷺ with his wife, sitting there with a cushion and seeing all the Jewish heads being beheaded. Well, now, my question to you is simply this. These stories that are narrated in history books, how do you think they're authentic? Because I know many of these narrations are inauthentic because they do not have a sahih chain of narration. You brought one individual, just the name, and he then gave a book. Look, I will go and study his book when the time permits, but until then, you've just made an open claim. You haven't given me the reasons why this is authentic because there's a sahih chain in the narrations. But what I know from my studies already, these stories do not have a sound chain of narration. So what you are arguing is on a very weak premise. You're interrupting me again. On a weak foundation, you are blaming Muslims and Islam and somehow excuse me, don't do that.
Okay, this is Islam.
I'm not finished. I have not finished. I haven't finished. If you're enough, you can go.
This is why I left. Stupid, depraved.
No, I know you left. Because you left your brain before you left Islam. That's not the problem.
Depraved belief system.
No. There's no point insulting. Now to summarize, since this individual who claimed to be a Muslim, clearly this was an emotional reaction. His attachment to Islam was not based on knowledge, understanding, or comprehension, purely based on hatred and perhaps love for the material world and love for the dunya, love for liberalism. That's why often people become an atheist. So when we talk about people who chose this religion about atheism, we confront it because he said, you know why I moved on from this? Because he considers my religion, Islam, to be rubbish. But he loves to talk about rubbish. He says, no, if it's rubbish, leave it. Let's talk about what you dearly hold, which is to be true. Your outlook in life, your ideology, your philosophy, and see whether this is the truth. He failed miserably, time and time again, to justify anything about his belief about this universe, the origin of this universe, the creation of this universe. Instead, he's trying to say, oh, this is this waffling and this waffling. Is that what he did exactly? So this is why we see atheism is just a reaction to some emotional problem people have. He may have been brought up with something and then he didn't like it. He has some experience with Muslims or Islamic society, or he doesn't like Islamic laws perhaps. And that's why he brought up this, oh, the Prophet beheaded the Jews. Now, who comes in? You see here? The Jewish people. So whether he's on the payroll, on the dole of the Jewish people, or he loves the Jews for whatever reasons against the Muslims, or he doesn't like the moral character of the Prophet. How can the Prophet somehow agree on, and a disputed story, agree on beheading of the Jewish people in Banu Qurayza? What he doesn't realize is, these people of the Banu Qurayza, what we know, what happened? They committed treachery. They broke a pact of what we call, yeah, we're going inshallah. There was a pact of, a pact of some kind, right? That we should not fight against this, we should not ally and move with them and help them and support them against the Muslims and so on. So broke the treaty, or treaty I'm talking about. They broke the treaty. And then they were captured, besieged, and only thing they could do is now say, okay, fine, whatever happens to us, we will accept. The Prophet allowed arbitration. They said, look, you arbitrate whoever you want. Someone can decide for you on your behalf what's going to happen to you. They chose themselves a person which was an ally to them. I mentioned his name, Sa'ad. He decided and they happily accepted. So that's the end of the story. Whatever verdict that person gave, they accepted it. And we know that verdict came from their own book, the book of Deuteronomy, where when, I don't have to quote Deuteronomy now, but it's very clearly, this is the law that they believe in. So when they were besieged and then they are conquered and they're now going to face a punishment, their law tells us very clearly what to do. And this is exactly what was arbitrated by the arbitrator. And they happily accepted it. But this individual comes along, somehow throws a lot of waffling on the scene, saying somehow this is immoral. This is perfectly moral. The Jewish people They're saying we are happy to accept this because this is in line with what God has ordained. So this is a judgment of God which they're happy with. You are not happy with because for some reason, you know what, they chose. If you look at it, the mentality, the whole history, you would say I'm not happy with.
Do you agree he has a right to hit what he believes?
No, he has a right to believe in anything. If he wants to believe the moon is made out of cheese, I say believe in whatever you want to believe. No problem, believe in that.
You can believe. I used to be Catholic, Irish Catholic, when I was young. I believed it was God, I believed in Jesus. I don't now, that's my choice.
Yeah, that's up to you.
The same way that you have a choice to believe
Yeah, up to you. People can believe in whatever they want to believe.
I don't want to say, because I can't prove, your side is wrong.
But he came along to say, your religion is rubbish and your religion is crap. Precise words he's used, right? Right. I didn't say his religion is crap or rubbish. I said, let's analyze your religion if it's so beautiful, so nice, so believable. And then what was demonstrated is he has nothing to offer about his religion. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And this is the reality of atheism, I'm afraid. But this is a different. That's atheism. You're an agnostic. We can talk another time because I have to go pray. We'll have another discussion. Take care.
كتاب الله دستوري وخير الخلق أسوتنا
بسنته جلا نوري لهدي الحق أرشدنا كتاب الله دستوري وخير الخلق